Hello and welcome to another episode of Across Louisiana. Jason Furrate saying thanks for joining us. On our show today, we start off with Ricky Templet. He is a councilman that is promoting the Gretna Heritage Festival, 20th anniversary. Then Chuck W. joins us. He is with the Louisiana Walks for Parkinson's, taking place very soon. Then Gretchen Bradford is here. The Gentilly Fest is in its 5th year and doing very well. And an Letort joins us. She's with New Orleans Convention and Visitors Bureau, talking about all the great things they are doing to keep the economy flowing here in New Orleans. All this and more. Stay with us. We'll be right back to get started on Across Louisiana here in the Big Easy. We are ready to go on another episode of Across Louisiana here in New Orleans. Very pleased to welcome Ricky Templet, or Templet, or Templet. He answers by any. When you're a councilman, as long as I get your name. Huh?
Thank you, Jason, for having us. And yeah, I answer to either one. Templet, Templet, just as long as you call me.
Okay. Well, it is the Gretna Heritage Festival, and who knew all those 20 years ago that this thing was going to become a 25-block monster? Tell us all about it.
Well, you know, 20 years is what you said. We're celebrating the 20-year history of the Gretna Heritage Festival. You know, we started very humble beginnings, just a one-day event with about 6 hours and maybe 2 bands. 800 people attended that first year. And this year, with 25 square city blocks with over 50 bands, 7 stages, and great music and food.
All right, well, kind of walk us through. This is a hard thing to get your arms wrapped around. First of all, help me on how do I get there? Where do I park? What are my options to go to the festival?
Well, you know, one of the great things with the Gretna Heritage Festival, you have multiple options. You know, you can park by Oakwood Shopping Center and take a free bus ride right into the Gretna Heritage Festival. Or as well as you could take the ferry right across the river at the Canal Street Landing. There is a fee for the ferry, but it comes right into the middle of the event, right between 2 main stages, as well as there is a parking garage next to the event that is free to the public.
And you probably can have a go-cup on that ferry as you're crossing over.
Well, entrance, you can't bring in beverages and food from outside the event.
Okay, I got you. Okay, well, talk about, last week we had Mr. Dusson on, your music guy. I mean, this is Leonard Skinner, this is Joan Jett. Talk about the acts that are coming.
Well, you know, one of the things we pride ourselves on is we're able to bring in the national acts. You know, like you said, Leonard Skinner, we have Joan Jett, we have Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers, and go on and go on. But we also support our local musicians that day by day play our cultural music. So with the 50 bands that are playing, they have music for everyone.
All right, so what, a 3-day event? Do I have that right?
Yeah, you're right. Friday, we kick off at 4 o'clock on Friday and go to Sunday night at 8:30.
Okay, and give us the dates if you would, sir.
3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Okay, so that should be great fall weather here in Louisiana.
All we're waiting for is the perfect weather because the crowds will come. It's one of the safest family venues in the South.
And speaking of, I think I read in the brief, talk about like the carnival rides. What's the, the adults are going to see, my age, are going to see those bands. Talk about a little bit else that's going on.
Well, you know,
there.
we have naturally is we have great food, just like any festival in our metropolitan area has. Good food, good music, and good fun. But we also have the rides for the kids, where the parents might be able to bring the kids on the rides and go listen to the great music they want, or have a nice beer while they walk around in events. And the event is totally fenced in, so you can feel safe with your kids. If they do move around the event a little bit, they're inside a closed event.
Did I read correctly? You can also get them their digital fingerprinting there at the event?
That's new this year. We will have digital printing, fingerprinting for our youth to help protect them further in the future and be able to locate them.
The other thing was interested as a German beer garden and an Italian section to this. Is that something to do with the heritage of Gretna?
Well, basically, years ago we started off with a German beer garden. Gretna is a German village by history, and then we keep adding different cultural areas. And the Italian area is one of the great venues now that we have. Where you have the lights crossed on the streets, underwear hanging from the streets, and great Italian food.
That is fantastic. Okay, where can we get more info? Do you have a website? There's a lot to pick your dates and what you're going to do there.
You really need to go visit the website. It's interactive at gretnafest.com, and you can buy your tickets as well from Ticketmaster online early. They're cheaper if you buy them early.
Okay, Ricky, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, that is October 3rd, 4th, and 5th with the Gretna Heritage Festival. We're going to step away. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Louisiana Walk for Parkinson's. Stay with us on Across Louisiana.
this morning, tie my boots up, 'cause I knew it was gonna be a long day. Tie my truck up.
But I'm not gonna let them catch me, no. I'm not gonna let them catch the midnight ride. No, I'm not gonna let them catch me, no. I'm not gonna let them catch the midnight ride.
I saw him dancing there by the record machine. I knew he must have been about to.
American woman, stay away from me. American woman.
No sugar tonight in my coffee. No sugar tonight in my tea. No sugar to stand beside me. No sugar to run with me. Dun-da-da-da, 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 dun-da-da-da.
Your children will do their part, but now you do yours at the free digital fingerprinting event for kids. This safe and fun event will provide you with a handful of protection tools that will help find your child in case they ever go missing. Join us and give a thumbs up to kid safety.
Visit us during Gretna Fest on October 4th and 5th from 1 to 4 p.m.
Thanks for staying with us. We welcome you back to Across Louisiana here in the Big Easy. Told Nyla this morning I was interviewing W. She was quite impressed. I'm sure you get that a lot.
Oh, yes.
It is Chuck W. with the Louisiana Walks for Parkinson's. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good to see you.
All right. So let's talk about this event and a little bit, I guess before we get into it, I was reading your brief, a little bit about how y'all are involved with the PAN, with the Action Network for
Right.
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's Action Network is the broker of all information related to Parkinson's up in Washington. They watch all the laws that are coming in that affect us, and they are supported by all the large groups, Fox and all the rest, APDA, PDF, all the large Parkinson's
So it
groups.
is having, you have quite a consolidation of information that's not scattered to the wind. It all channels through there.
Exactly. They also have a lot of advocates like myself out in every state that do the same thing statewide.
So what is the prognosis? Are we feeling like we're getting closer to a cure? What's it looking like, Chuck?
Honestly, I wish I could say there was. I think there are some drugs out that are fairly new that are coming out that are going to help with the effects
Right.
that we have. But as far as a cure is concerned, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what you can do here at the Walk. Tell us all about the event, if you will.
Well, the walk is going to be October 18th. It's going to be at Lafreniere Park at the Foundation Center. That's a change of venue for us because we've had it at Audubon Park the last couple of years. But the weather hasn't been kind to us in those 2 years, so we made the change. The venue out at Lafreniere is beautiful. There's
a giant lake there you can walk around.
exactly,
right?
and there's great coverage in case the weather gets inclement. The registration starts at 9 a.m. On the 18th, that's Saturday, and the walk starts at 10:30. Registration is $25, and it gets you a T-shirt, food from multiple vendors, Acme Oyster House, Ziggy's, Hooters, people like that, and of course, beer, soft
So
drinks.
walk it off and put it right back on.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
What I read on your brief a parade of prizes. What is that?
Well, there's going to be a silent auction, and there's going to be a parade of prizes as well. The silent auction is going to be the larger things like Blue Dog print,
Gotcha.
some Terrence Osborne prints, things like that, and the rest are going to be gift certificates for hotels, restaurants, things like that, that you can buy a ticket and put it to be drawn.
Real quick before we have to wrap, what's a couple of speakers? What kind of things can you learn about there?
Oh, you're going to learn a lot. We're going to have doctors from Ochsner, from LSU. We are going to have local politicians, of course. John Young will be there. David Vitter will be there as well.
All right, contact info. How can folks find out more about this?
They can find out by our website, which is parkinsonswalk.org, and our email, which is lawalksforpd@gmail.com.
Okay, Mr. W., thank you so much. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Gentilly Fest and everything that is Gentilly. Stay with us on Across Louisiana here in the Big Easy. Welcome back to Across Louisiana here in New Orleans. Jason Furrate, hoping that you are having a good day today. We're pleased to welcome Gretchen Bradford. She's with the Gentilly Fest. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you for having us.
All right. So it is fall. It is time to listen to some great music. Tell us all about your festival.
Oh, Gentilly Fest, it's a wonderful festival. We started about 7 years ago, and we started as an outreach. It was after Hurricane Katrina, and what we wanted to do was do something to give back to our first responders, because during that time, our police stations, which is in Gentilly, and also our fire stations, they had lost, everything. And the city was only giving them, just things to survive above water.
What they could.
What they could. And so what we did, there's 23 neighborhood associations in Gentilly. And what we did, we had a big meeting. We said, well, let's try to do something to give back. And so we came up with the idea of a neighborhood festival. And New Orleans is known for festivals. It was just a great idea for us, And so what we did was we gave our first festival. It was one day, and it was a huge success. And once you start something,
it's got to get bigger and better.
It's got to get bigger and better. And so it's basically been very successful for 7 years, but now we are 3 days. So we're starting this year. We're kicking off on Friday. Capital One is sponsoring our Friday night kickoff. And we're going to do a little jazz concert with Stephanie Jordan.
Oh, that's great.
And our community is so excited about it. It's a family-oriented type of festival. They come in from near and far. It's like a little reunion. We kind of we can compare ourselves to like a mini jazz fest, but we're neighborhood, more community, and it's just really nice. But then we go into I said Friday with our kickoff, but Saturday is our big day. We're gonna have, we start at 12 noon. And we got some wonderful acts, Gina Brown, Robin Barnes, Kermit Ruffin, and lots of wonderful food and kids' activity. Some of the things that we are really recognized for is that we have a wonderful area for kids' activity. So we got an adult festival, but then we got a whole—
Bring the family, yeah.
We have another side of the festival that focuses only on children, and it's amazing. The families are so excited because they have their own stage, they have storytelling. All kind of—
Well, Gentilly is neighborhoods. That's what it is.
Beautiful neighborhoods, and what we're calling ourselves this year, our theme is celebrating New Orleans culture. So we focus in just on all the wonderful culture of New Orleans, of Gentilly and New Orleans. It's just such a wonderful—
Did I see gospel acts on Sunday as well?
gospel. Sunday is just— and our gospel go throughout the festival. So Saturday we have a lot of the choirs that's from around the city, but we have some of the acts like Zion Harmonizers, we have Holy Cross Lutheran Church, we have Greater St. Stephen Baptist Church, and so many other gospel acts, which is just...
All right, Gretchen, well, let's talk about where it is and the dates and the cost.
Okay, the festival is located in Pontchartrain Park, and that is in Gentilly, of course. Right. It's off Press Drive and Prentice, if anyone knows where Southern University is there. We are a free festival.
Oh, wow.
But what we ask, and you know, we ask the community and everybody who attend this wonderful event is to support us. I mean, we have to pay our entertainers and our vendors, but support us by buying at least one beverage. You buy a beverage,
we good, huh?
we good.
Okay.
I mean, and also our vendors are selling wonderful food.
We're out of time. You have a website real quick?
Our website is www.gentillyfest.com. And we're going October 10th, 11th, and 12th. And we want to see you there.
All right,
thank
Gretchen.
you.
All right, thank you for being on.
All right,
Y'all have
thank
a
you.
great festival, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you.
We're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to learn everything about the New Orleans Convention and Visitors Bureau. Stay with us on Across Louisiana. So glad you stayed with us here on Across Louisiana. Very pleased to welcome Tara Letort with the New Orleans Convention and Visitors Bureau. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great, thank you.
Love the first fall look that we've seen on the show. You've got your harvest colors on.
That's right, thanks.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask the obvious. Is this the easiest job in the world, doing Convention and Visitors Bureau in New Orleans?
Well, New Orleans is not a hard city to promote, I got to tell you. We at the CVB work hard to promote the events in New Orleans, but also to promote the city as a premier convention destination. And New Orleans is a city that really knows how to celebrate, and we do that in the months of October, November, December, and we have a lot to look forward to this year.
All right, well, let's get into some of it. Do you know them all?
Well, we have some events. Let's kick it off in October. Prospect 3 will be here. It's they're here for the third year. It's an art event that's going on that will bring the art lovers out into the city. October 25th through January 25th, so a 3-month show. And also we have some really great conventions coming in October. The third quarter is really known as our citywide convention, heaviest on the citywide convention calendar. We have the American Society of Anesthesiologists coming in. We also have the National Association of Realtors. We have a supercomputing conference coming in, and all of these conferences are bringing 15 to 20,000 attendees, so very large conferences coming in. As you know, New Orleans is a city that is known for Halloween. Halloween is a great event, it brings some great events to the city, and this year it happens on a Friday, so it's a great time to get out that weekend. Enjoy that. Thursday night is Crew of Boo Parade, and that weekend is, of course, Voodoo Fest, which happens every year. Wow. And New Orleans is really known as a Halloween destination, so that's an exciting time. And then also into November, we have the 41st anniversary of the Bayou Classic, and that leads us right into Christmas, into the holidays, Christmas New Orleans style. We kick that off December 1st all the way into King's Day, which is January 6th, and that consists of weekly concerts at the St. Louis Cathedral, Réveillon dinners, which are traditional Creole dinners, and this year they've added in a new component, which is Réveillon on the Rocks, which celebrates our cocktails.
That is great.
So lots of great things going on for the Christmas holiday as well. Celebration in the Oaks, which happens every year at City Park. Fulton Street, where it snows and it's a winter wonderland. And then also Christmas in the District, which has 3 times the amount of decorations and lights over at the Convention Center.
Wow.
And kids can write letters to Santa. So it's a great time to bring your family out this fall and to really enjoy the celebrations in the city.
The tourist destinations are obvious, but what goes into, if I'm a convention planner, what kind of questions, what am I making sure that you have when I'm trying to pick your city?
The city, one thing about the city is that it's very walkable. A lot of conventioneers really like the idea that the city is very walkable and that they can network while they're walking from the convention center to dinner, and all of the things that they can do outside of the meeting, and just the culture that they experience when they come into the city. It's a culture like no other.
Great. Okay. Well, you are doing a great job, and you are keeping the dollars pumping and flowing through our community. We appreciate all you guys do down there. Thank you so much for telling us about it.
Thank you for having me.
All right. That is going to do it for another episode of Across Louisiana here in New Orleans. We thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, Friday night is live football night on Cox 4 across the state of Louisiana. See you next time.